How's it going, everybody? I know I'm a week late with the patch rundown, and right now everyone's probably interested in the testing grounds, but we're going to quickly go over the two reworks that launched with this season. For the TG, we'll go over this weekend. There is also a tourney specifically for the ganking TG, so there will be a shout out towards the end if you want to participate, or maybe you want to watch it. But for today, Medjay and PK. Let's do Medjay first. The big change everyone's been waiting for is the in-chain zone attack that lets you stance switch in the middle of your chains. Every attack that is not a finisher now chains into a zone attack. Both these in-chain zones always come from the right side. They're both 500 ms and then continue your chain as usual. The damage is 12. As a practical example where you can use this switch is after an axe bash, for example. You can do more damage with it and then even continue to your grab to self-initiate a gank. Another possible way to utilize is when you suddenly get attacked by multiple people and have been in axe stance for your one-on-one before. Or the other way around, you finish someone off that tried to gank you and then you can quickly swap to axe mode to continue fighting the remaining player. Another change, which was a nerf to Magi, is the loss of hyper armor on all chain and finisher lights. In staff stance, that is. Hyper armor lights are very much hated by a large portion of the player base. I doubt light complaints will stop now, but it is what it is. On the other hand, the light finishes in axe mode have gotten the undodgeable property. I've explained in the past why I personally think the chain heavies should have been the move that got the blue property, but it will also make the move a lot stronger. Putting it on the light finisher, well, that's a nice compromise, I guess. But as it is on a finisher, meaning it ends your chain, you always run into the problem of being guard broken right after. We'll see how this pans out in the long run, but I don't see this as a massive buff. Overall, we can say that Magi is now slightly weaker, but the chain zone certainly adds a fun element. The character is still very much viable and will see plenty of play, even at the highest level. Speaking of highest level, Peacekeeper. Her buffs mostly focused on that very high level of play. Most players won't feel a big difference when fighting her. So, the big change was to dagger cancel. That move is now faster at 366 ms. On top of that, the parry window got reduced by 1 frame, which is also 33 ms. All parry windows, disregarding previous hit stun, are 200 ms. That has been a universal rule since the launch of the game. This is now the first move that had it deliberately reduced. What this means is that reaction monsters will no longer have a chance to wait until the feint window is over and then reaction parry the dagger cancel. Not like this has been an easy thing to do previously, but now we moved into the realms of no longer humanly possible. This now adds a new specific interaction with a zone attack. Not only has the stamina usage been reduced on it, the dagger cancel of the second part now turns undodgeable on block. Not on hit, only on block. So do not mash the dodge button as you will likely be punished for it. Moving on to the heavy hitboxes, both side heavies, neutral and chain, had their hitboxes increased. The patch notes said they're longer now. Personally, I don't see or feel a difference, and that has also been the sentiment of the people I've talked to. They're not bad, but they're also not insane like the ones on her lights. So, in case you didn't know, ever since launch, Peacekeeper side lights have had insane reach. That was also one of the reasons she could unlock dead angle them to make them confirmed during the early seasons. Which meant hitting one light and then afterwards you couldn't block or parry or even dodge the second one. Then 2 more things regarding input timings. Deep Gouge apparently now has a more relaxed input. I felt nothing, it still seems pretty strict. Then the dagger stabs on her guard break no longer require strict timing. Well, it hasn't really been all that strict in my opinion, But the first step seems to have an even longer delay window now. Make use of that for ganks. And then for the final change, the deflect input is back on the light button. I link my video talking about this very topic in the top right. It's, in my opinion, an amazing change. I want to see more of it. No more accidental deflects by mashing dodge attacks. Get rid of the zone input, well, and so on. You'll see in the video. But yeah, that's it for the 2 reworks that launched last Thursday. For the ganking testing round, please go check out the tournament that will be happening this Saturday. A link is down below. There's some nice steal prices, and there will also be a tournament stream where Velocity, Norgos and me are casting the whole thing. The tourney will be restricted to the testing ground heroes and will hopefully highlight the changes from the testing ground properly. I'll try and point out the instances where we see it in action. But yeah, that's it for today. I hope the video was helpful. Thanks for watching. Laters everybody.